NoahTurner woke to a call that froze his entire morning. FBI informed him that Avery Collins had drained $870,000 overnight. She believed she had uncovered his secret stash of illegal money. But the account she touched was a federal bait account set up for a sting. Her impulsive move triggered a full-scale investigation within minutes. Noah was ordered to stay silent and act as if nothing had happened. Meanwhile, Avery celebrated, unaware she had crossed a federal line. Every step she took from that moment pushed her deeper into the trap. The trouble began months before Avery ever touched the money. Noah's company had noticed strange gaps in several government invoices. The discrepancies were small at first, but alarmingly consistent over time. Internal audits found nothing conclusive, but something felt wrong. Noah reported the issue to his federal partners to avoid any suspicion. FBI agents stepped in quietly and reviewed the entire payment history. They concluded someone inside the company was siphoning funds slowly. The pattern suggested patience, confidence, and detailed access to systems. To catch the culprit, the FBI proposed a controlled deception plan. They created a fake government account with fabricated transactions. The account looked authentic enough to fool any seasoned investigator. Only Noah and the agents knew the account was federal property. The plan was simple: wait for the thief to interact with the bait. Weeks passed, and nothing happened, leaving the agents uneasy. Then Avery began pressuring Noah to buy out her partnership share. She insisted the company was undervaluing her contributions and ideas. Her demands grew louder with each meeting and every tense conversation. When Noah refused to pay her inflated price, she became suspicious. She started claiming Noah was hiding assets to cheat her financially. Avery hired a private investigator to dig into Noah's personal accounts. The investigator searched business filings, bank logs, and vendor data. Eventually, he stumbled onto the FBI's bait account by pure luck. He misread the staged transactions as evidence of hidden wealth. He sent Avery screenshots that looked like damning proof of corruption. She believed every line without asking a single critical question. In her mind, Noah had been secretly stealing from the company for years. She viewed herself as the victim of a long-running betrayal. Fueled by anger, she made the worst decision of her life. She logged into the bait account using credentials she had taken earlier. She transferred the entire balance into an account under her control. She congratulated herself, thinking she had exposed Noah at last. To Avery, this was justice, leverage, and triumph all at once. To the FBI, it was a federal crime unfolding in real time. Agents traced the withdrawal within minutes of the transaction. They confirmed Avery's device, network, and identity instantly. Noah received a call instructing him not to confront her. The agents needed more evidence to secure additional charges. They asked him to behave normally and remain completely silent. Noah agreed, though the situation made him sick with anxiety. He watched Avery walk into the office the next day, smiling proudly. She acted like someone who believed she had caught a criminal. But she was the only criminal in the room, and everyone else knew it. Her confidence signaled to the FBI that their bait had worked perfectly. What began as a quiet investigation had now become a full trap. And Avery had sprinted into it with her eyes firmly shut. Avery walked into the office the next morning as if she owned the building. She moved with a confidence that startled the staff watching her return. She believed she had uncovered Noah's secret and won a silent war. Noah kept his expression neutral, exactly as the FBI had instructed him. Inside, he felt the weight of the situation tightening around them both. Avery announced she was hosting a farewell party funded by the company. She ordered catering, decorations, and drinks without asking permission. She told employees she was embarking on a bold new venture alone. Her voice carried the tone of someone savoring a victory over an enemy. Most workers were confused, but they followed her direction reluctantly. Avery strutted around the office collecting paperwork and personal items. Then she began eyeing furniture, as if everything was hers to take. She arranged for movers to load chairs, lamps, and even a coffee machine. Noah saw her carrying company property and documented everything quietly. The FBI later confirmed they needed her behavior recorded in detail. Avery then shifted her focus to clients, contacting them one by one. She sent emails claiming Noah was facing severe financial troubles. She warned that his leadership posed a risk to ongoing contracts. Her goal was to lure clients into signing with her upcoming company. Some clients were alarmed and asked Noah for clarification. Noah stayed vague, following the FBI's directive to avoid confrontation. Agents wanted Avery to feel confident and unchallenged for now. Every deceptive email she sent became another piece of evidence. Avery escalated further by boasting on her social media accounts. She announced the launch of her new firm with triumphant captions. She posted photos of a luxury Merced she had leased with stolen funds. Her followers congratulated her without knowing the truth behind it. Avery's ego surged as she received praise for her courageous leap. Meanwhile, the FBI monitored her digital trail in real time. They collected timestamps, screenshots, and metadata from her activity. Her confidence was building the government's case without effort. Noah watched from a distance, trying to stay calm despite the chaos. He noted the irony of her celebrating with money that incriminated her. More employees began noticing Avery's bizarre and impulsive actions. Rumors spread through the office, but no one knew the full story. Avery interpreted the quiet whispers as fear of her newfound power. She believed she had dismantled Noah's credibility and influence. Her delusion deepened as she spent more of the stolen funds. She purchased new equipment for her future business without hesitation. She bragged to friends that she would expose Noah publicly soon. In reality, she was documenting her own downfall in every message. Noah met privately with the FBI to update them on Avery's behavior. Agents assured him the evidence was piling up exactly as planned. They encouraged him to stay patient until the operation reached its peak. Avery continued flaunting her imagined victory with reckless abandon. She was convinced she was building a new empire from the ashes of betrayal. But in truth, she was stepping deeper into a federal noose with each move. Avery's behavior escalated rapidly after weeks of unchallenged control. She hired an aggressive lawyer to send threatening letters to Noah. The letters accused him of hiding assets and breaking financial laws. Her tone was demanding, almost like a dictator issuing ultimatums. She threatened to file official complaints with multiple agencies. She claimed Noah was evading taxes and preparing to defraud clients. Every letter contained exaggerated accusations and veiled threats. Avery demanded immediate transfer of intellectual property from Noah's firm. She insisted all patents and designs belonged to her alone now. Her actions were brazen, crossing lines of legality without hesitation. She attempted to seize more office property, sending movers repeatedly. Furniture, electronics, and documents all became part of her target list. Employees reported her attempts, but feared confrontation with her. Avery began calling clients and partners directly to spread false claims. She claimed Noah was untrustworthy and financially unstable. Her goal was to coerce them into signing with her new company. She even threatened lawsuits to intimidate smaller business partners. The FBI documented each interaction meticulously without alerting her. Every email, call, and message became evidence of her intent to extort. Avery sent contracts demanding compliance, often with illegal clauses. She pressured employees to hand over confidential files and passwords. Her lawyer backed her up publicly, increasing the pressure on Noah. Avery even suggested she could bankrupt the company if challenged. She appeared to believe the law was on her side, ignoring federal rules. Her repeated attempts to claim company assets created new crimes each day. Noah remained calm, following the FBI's instructions not to retaliate. He watched her dig herself into a deeper legal trap every moment. Avery misread silence as fear and interpreted documentation as weakness. She escalated further by threatening regulatory reports to government agencies. She fabricated stories of financial mismanagement by Noah to intimidate them. Each new threat added to a mounting pile of federal evidence. The FBI was building a complete record for harassment and fraud. Her arrogance blinded her to the fact that she was creating a full case file. Avery believed she could manipulate or intimidate Noah into giving in. She tried to coerce him into handing over more funds and company secrets. She demanded immediate action on patents, contracts, and internal accounts. She attempted to create the appearance of control while accelerating exposure. Every intimidation tactic and false accusation was recorded secretly. The agents watched as she self-incriminated, adding layers to her prosecution. Avery's growing hubris led her to flaunt the threats publicly and online. She sent social media posts claiming she had forced Noah to comply. She spread messages implying she was untouchable and above reproach. The FBI used her posts as additional evidence of intent and knowledge. Even minor actions, like office visits or casual calls, were carefully logged. Noah continued documenting everything for federal review without comment. He maintained composure, while Avery's behavior spiraled into chaos. Her threats, harassment, and extortion attempts created an unbreakable record. The stage was now set for a decisive action that would end her spree. Avery had built her own trap, layer by layer, with each reckless step. Every new attempt to control or intimidate reinforced her impending downfall. The day of Avery's grand reveal arrived with unexpected intensity. She prepared for her company launch, expecting media and clients to cheer. Her presentation was polished, her slides filled with ambitious projections. A live stream broadcasted every word to thousands of online viewers. She spoke confidently about innovation, leadership, and business strategy. Noah sat quietly nearby, following instructions from the FBI. Suddenly, the doors swung open, and agents entered without warning. Uniformed officers moved swiftly, cutting through the room with authority. Avery froze mid-sentence, her smile faltering as panic replaced confidence. The lead agent called her name and announced her arrest in clear tones. She looked around frantically, realizing the audience was witnessing everything. Her lawyer tried to intervene, but the officers held firm and ignored him. Avery attempted to flee toward the exit in a desperate dash. The polished floor betrayed her. She slipped and fell, sprawling awkwardly. Cameras continued rolling, capturing every humiliating moment perfectly. The live stream broadcasted the entire sequence, spreading it instantly online. Journalists in the room began snapping photos and recording the scene. Viewers watched in shock as Avery was handcuffed and read her rights. She shouted denials and claims of misunderstanding, but no one listened. FBI agents led her out while she struggled, her protests growing weaker. Noah observed silently, emotions mixed but controlled by necessity. The audience was stunned into silence, unsure how to react to the spectacle. Social media exploded within minutes with clips from the live feed. Avery's name trended, her fall and arrest turning into a viral sensation. Reporters questioned employees, clients, and viewers for context immediately. Avery's family called Noah repeatedly, pleading for him to intervene. They insisted it was a misunderstanding and begged for leniency. Noah remained firm, explaining nothing could be done at this stage. He focused on documenting and ensuring the FBI had all the necessary evidence. Meanwhile, the agents prepared to secure Avery's office and digital records. Everything she had done in the weeks prior was now verifiable and logged. Every threat, extortion attempt, and unauthorized transfer was accounted for. The live stream became proof of intent, public embarrassment, and immediate crime. Noah later learned the footage would be used as a central part of her prosecution. Clients who witnessed the event began reaching out to reaffirm trust with him. Employees who feared confrontation felt a sense of relief and clarity. Avery's lawyer scrambled to mitigate the fallout, but faced an overwhelming case. The arrest had been precise, calculated, and perfectly executed by the FBI. Noah remained calm, knowing patience and compliance had ensured the outcome. Even as the event ended in chaos, the federal operation achieved full success. Avery's attempt at public triumph had become her most visible defeat. The live broadcast ensured the story spread rapidly and left a lasting mark. Within hours, every aspect of Avery's actions, both reckless and criminal, was documented. Noah returned to his office, exhausted but confident that justice was underway. Avery's public fall served as a warning to others about the consequences of fraud. Every detail of her arrest reinforced the meticulous planning and patience of the agents. By the end of the day, Avery was in custody, and the company began to recover stability. The spectacle had concluded, leaving her fate entirely in federal hands. After Avery's arrest, the office felt tense and unsettled. Employees whispered about the live stream and viral footage everywhere. Noah tried to focus on work while processing the chaos around him. Meanwhile, Avery's family began contacting him constantly by phone. Her mother called repeatedly, demanding he resolve this quickly. Her sister created a GoFundMe to support Avery's legal battle. The fundraiser was shut down for fraud within days. Avery's father sent emails claiming emotional damage and seeking compensation. They pressured Noah to forgive or negotiate, ignoring legal realities. Calls often came in at inconvenient hours, testing his patience. Each message repeated the same themes: misunderstanding and please help. They tried to frame Avery as a victim, portraying Noah as the antagonist. Noah documented every interaction carefully for the FBI and legal records. Employees remained cautious, but relieved Noah maintained professionalism. Clients reached out to reaffirm trust and confirm continued contracts. Some had watched the arrest live and were reassured by Noah's composure. He communicated the company was stable and continuing operations normally. The family escalated further by sending invoices for emotional distress. They claimed sums far exceeding any realistic calculation or precedent. Noah refused to respond, forwarding everything to his legal team. Avery herself, while in custody, began calling sporadically through family intermediaries. She cried, begged, and tried to convince Noah it was all a mistake. She insisted she had done nothing wrong and deserved immediate freedom. The tone of her communications varied from pleading to anger-filled accusations. She threatened vague legal action despite being under federal investigation. Her family's interference made daily operations tense, but did not derail the company. Noah maintained open channels with the FBI for guidance and instructions. Every attempt by the family to pressure him reinforced their own liability. Clients observed the situation, but continued to engage positively with Noah. Many praised his professionalism under extreme personal pressure. The office slowly returned to routine as the legal process moved forward. Noah ensured employees felt safe and that company assets were fully secured. Social media remained active with discussions about Avery and the viral arrest. The narrative online often portrayed her as reckless and delusional. Noah used discretion to avoid escalating media attention further. He focused on operational stability, employee morale, and client trust. Meanwhile, Avery's family attempted blog posts claiming justice for Avery. Each post served only to document continued irrational behavior publicly. Noah continued compiling evidence and communications for the eventual trial. He avoided direct engagement beyond what federal guidance allowed. The pressure from Avery's family created distraction, but could not halt work. Every interaction was a reminder of the consequences of Avery's actions. Noah remained calm, knowing patience was essential until the legal resolution. Through it all, the company regained momentum and public confidence. Employees recognized the strength of the company and Noah's leadership. Clients who returned demonstrated loyalty based on witnessing honesty firsthand. By the end of this phase, Avery's family had exhausted most avenues of influence. Noah had maintained control, professionalism, and the company's reputation intact. The stage was now set for Avery's prosecution and formal legal consequences. The investigation revealed Avery's misconduct was far more extensive than initially known. FBI uncovered evidence she had been embezzling from the company for over 2 years. The total losses amounted to more than $1.3 million across multiple accounts. Each transaction had been carefully documented by agents and forensic accountants. Her pattern of theft included small, repeated transfers designed to avoid detection. The bait account theft was only the most visible example of her actions. Once her full history was established, the case against her became undeniable. Federal prosecutors prepared comprehensive charges, including wire fraud and theft. Additional counts involved extortion, harassment, and computer crimes. Avery faced the full weight of federal sentencing guidelines for her offenses. At trial, evidence included emails, bank records, and the viral live stream footage. Witnesses, including employees and clients, testified about her threatening behavior. The FBI presented meticulous documentation of her step-by-step actions. Her lawyer attempted to argue misunderstanding and intent, but evidence was overwhelming. The court considered both the financial loss and the emotional impact on the company. The judge noted Avery's repeated escalation and deliberate harassment of Noah. Her arrogance and public flaunting of stolen funds worked against her credibility. After deliberation, the jury convicted her on all major counts related to theft and fraud. The sentence included 7 years in federal prison, plus 3 years of supervised release. Assets were seized, including the Merced she had leased with stolen money. Her company shares were sold to compensate victims and cover the losses. The financial consequences ensured she could not benefit from her crimes. Despite incarceration, her family continued irrational actions online and in public. They filed inflated claims of damages and launched blogs claiming she was wronged. These efforts had no legal standing, but drew media attention intermittently. In professional circles, Avery's mugshot became widely circulated as a cautionary tale. Colleagues and industry observers referenced the case when discussing fraud prevention. Noah and his company focused on recovery, rebuilding trust and reputation. Clients returned, reassured by the transparency and FBI collaboration. Employees adjusted to the new leadership structure and regained stability. Lydia, the former assistant, was promoted to partner to maintain continuity. The company implemented stricter internal controls to prevent future misconduct. Noah emphasized ethical operations and legal compliance across all divisions. The story of Avery's downfall circulated widely in business and social media circles. It served as a stark example of how impulsive greed leads to inevitable consequences. Noah reflected on the ordeal as a lesson in patience, diligence, and legal cooperation. The company's success after the crisis reinforced public confidence in leadership. All federal actions were completed, ensuring justice was both served and visible. The saga ended with Avery facing long-term incarceration and no remaining influence. Noah's leadership and adherence to the law became a model for industry peers. The case closed, leaving a lasting impression about accountability and consequences. The company thrived, guided by ethics, transparency, and lessons from the past. Avery's actions were a stark reminder that illegal gains always carry eventual ruin. With Avery behind bars, Noah focused on rebuilding the company fully. He prioritized transparency and strict compliance in every business operation. Clients returned quickly, reassured by the company's ethical practices and stability. Lydia, once Avery's assistant, was promoted to partner to ensure continuity. Her knowledge and loyalty strengthened the leadership team considerably. Noah maintained close collaboration with the FBI on future security measures. The company gained recognition for integrity in dealing with government contracts. Employees regained trust and morale, feeling secure under strong management. Noah emphasized that the company's growth was built on ethical foundations. Lessons from the Avery incident shaped internal policies and training programs. The viral footage of Avery's arrest became a cautionary story within the industry. Noah never sought revenge. He focused on consequences of illegal and reckless acts. Every decision Avery made led directly to her downfall and public humiliation. The company now thrived, respected for professionalism and lawfulness. Noah reflected that patience, documentation, and legal cooperation ensured success. All remnants of Avery's influence were removed, leaving a clean operational slate. The story closed as a clear example. Wrongdoing brings inevitable repercussions. Noah's leadership and careful actions transformed a crisis into an opportunity. Clients, employees, and partners recognized the company as stronger than ever. The chapter ended with justice served, lessons learned, and the business thriving.